welcome back to Navigating the Periphery. My name is Deborah, and this is my son Philip.
Hello.
I hope everyone is having a good day today. If you're into what we're doing on our channel, if you could please do all that YouTube stuff if you haven't already. If you could reach down and give our video a thumbs up and a like. Honestly, this is so important to us as content creators because the more likes we get, the more widely YouTube will distribute it on its platform. And we want to get our message out there and try to reach and help as many people as we can. Navigating the Periphery, we are trying to stop the stigma of mental health, one show at a time. Also, if you know anyone who could benefit from watching this channel, please help spread the word.
Remember, it's okay not to feel or be okay all the time. You are not alone. We're here.
So Philip, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great today, Mom. How are you doing?
I am good. In today's episode, we are going to talk about how Philip's life was altered due to being diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder, and how his life changed from being a normal kid and college student to what and how his life is now. So today, we will navigate the periphery of normal.
I mean, what is normal? And what constitutes someone as being normal? In the context of mental health, normal is a complicated and complex concept that reflects a combination of social, medical, and societal perspectives. Traditionally, the term normal has frequently been used to describe things that are statistically typical or that fit in which... Let me start over. Used to describe things that are statistically typical or that fit in with society standards and expectations. But this method can be damaging and harmful, especially when it comes to understanding mental health and mental illness.
The experience of transitioning from a life perceived as normal to one profoundly affected by schizoaffective disorder can be life-changing not only for the individual diagnosed, but also for their family and friends. Let's face it, all of our lives changed significantly due to Philip's diagnosis.
There are a lot of stereotypes revolving around schizophrenia and schizoaffective disorder. Some people may imagine it based on the portrayal of schizophrenia in today's media as someone who hallucinates, who is dangerously violent, surrounded by padded walls, or wearing a straitjacket. We covered that topic in a previous episode. Check it out if you haven't down below. What a lot of people don't realize is that many of those living with schizophrenia live pretty normal lives. I have schizoaffective disorder. I'm also a college student, a son, an avid reader, plays a lot of trivia, and even meet my best friend Michelle, shout out Michelle, at the mall.
The fear of diagnosis and the stigma around schizophrenia and schizoaffective disorder keeps so many people from getting diagnosed. Approximately 2.6 million U.S. adults have some form of schizophrenia. 1 in every 200 people has schizoaffective disorder, a similar disorder which is a combination of schizophrenia and a mood disorder, either bipolar or depression.
I have schizoaffective disorder bipolar type. Schizophrenia is characterized by symptoms such as hallucinations, emotional changes, changes in sense of self, trouble focusing, and delusions. It is mainly known for the characteristic hallucinations. But keep in mind, not everyone with schizophrenia hallucinates. Knowing and realizing those numbers, you very well may know somebody who suffers from schizophrenia or similar mental illness. On an average college campus, like where I went to school, there may not be too many students with this disorder. But a little farther south, say at Columbia or New York University, or universities with higher student populations, there may be more students with it than you may realize.
While schizophrenia can feel scary to those who have it and those who witness episodes, most schizophrenic people are not dangerous. Schizophrenia is also usually diagnosed between or during a person's late teens to their early 30s, depending on gender, it being far more prevalent in males. So late teens to early 30s is college age. It's very likely you'll know more people with schizophrenia as you move through college. It's also important during this time that you help support and uplift your friends, because you never know what someone is going through. Being in college is definitely a time of transition for many young adults. It's also the first time people are out on their own, away from the comfort of having their parents around all of the time like they did in high school.
The onset of schizophrenia can feel scary and confusing. These experiences can be perplexing and frightening due to misunderstandings about their behavior or fear of stigma. Individuals might withdraw from friends and family, leading to loneliness and isolation. This is what happened to me. I had friends in college, attended campus, interacted in my classes, and had a pretty normal college existence. Until the COVID lockdowns began, and then my family and I got COVID, and as I started to recover from COVID, the onset of my symptoms began. I definitely withdrew, but my withdrawal was masked and hidden due to COVID. Everyone was withdrawn, almost as if we had no choice. Everyone was sad and depressed, so my emotions were under the radar.
If a friend is dealing with symptoms, encourage them to seek help, regardless of what the symptoms are of. If you notice symptoms in yourself, it's okay to get help as well. Catching schizophrenia early is good. It means you can treat it earlier before it becomes unmanageable. As we shared in our previous episodes on schizoaffective disorder, Philip's psychosis came on relatively quickly.
This was extremely scary for me, and many times during delusions or my auditory hallucinations, I was truly unaware that anything was happening to me or that I was ill at all. I lost large amounts of time. I even moved heavy furniture around our house and had no recollection of doing it. So until my mom confronted me about why my room and the furniture in our living room looked the way it did. I also experienced word salad. Like I shared in the previous episode, so many things I would say or answer in conversations made no sense to who I was having a conversation with, which can be scary for the other person for sure. Now, as I have disclosed, I was diagnosed with OCD or obsessive compulsive disorder and generalized anxiety disorder or GAD at a young age. But those mental health diagnoses didn't really negatively impact my life much because I was on medications to manage them. I had a very normal and happy childhood. I was a good student. I was active on a bowling team, got my black belt in Taekwondo, and I was in the anime club in high school with many friends. One thing I could tell was what was happening to me now in college was a lot more serious. I was scared. It was unnerving that I felt manic, depressed, with a more OCD with safety, and was losing time and not remembering things, especially when the self-harm began. I had these marks all over my arms with no recollection of how they happened. I would withdraw more and more, and became more and more frightened. The stigma around schizophrenia and psychotic disorders kept me from speaking up or seeking a diagnosis.
Schizophrenia and schizoaffective disorder are often mistreated. It's estimated that 40% of people who are schizophrenic aren't being treated for it. What's worse is schizophrenia treatment can be expensive. Treatment is usually a combination of medications and therapy, both of which have high price tags. This means people with schizophrenia often can't even afford the treatments they need. And if health insurance covers it in the beginning, sometimes there is a cap on how much treatment a health insurance will cover. Sadly, when those patients often stop their medications because insurance will no longer cover their hospital stay or even outpatient therapy, then these patients fall through the cracks of society. The scenario I am describing is a significant and unfortunate reality for many individuals with mental illness and mental health conditions, including those with schizoaffective disorder. When insurance coverage falls short or when individuals are unable to access necessary treatment and support, the consequences can be severe, both for the individual and society as a whole. Many insurance plans have limited coverage for mental health services, including outpatient therapy, psychiatric medication, and hospital stays. This can make it difficult for individuals to access the care that they so desperately need. Like I said, mental health care can be expensive, especially for long-term treatments and medications. Without adequate insurance coverage, individuals may struggle to afford their treatment. When individuals can't access or afford ongoing treatment, they are at higher risk of their condition worsening. This can lead to increased emergency room visits, homelessness, or even encounters with the criminal justice system, all of which are far costlier to society in the long run.
Very true, Mom, and very unfortunate. Also, the stigma surrounding mental health can prevent individuals from seeking help or adhering to treatment plans. Social isolation, exacerbated by the loss of support services, can lead to worsening symptoms. My schizoaffective disorder is one small part of me. I'm not scary. I can barely kill a bug. I can take care of basic aspects of myself and my life, but as to whether I can live independently, I would have to say I cannot. My anxiety and hypervigilance prevent that. However, I'm a very successful student, a good friend, and a great son. Right, Mom?
Yes, you definitely are a wonderful son.
I love music and trivia, and I love learning. It is one thing I excel at. So try to think beyond stereotypes of schizophrenia before you judge somebody with it. And please try to remember to always be kind and mindful. You never know what someone is experiencing or going through.
Every individual's experience with schizoaffective disorder is unique. The path from diagnosis to management and living well with the condition involves navigating personal, medical, and societal changes. While the disorder can change many aspects of life, with the right treatment and support, individuals can lead fulfilling lives. It's also important to remember that mental health conditions are only one part of a person's life and identity. With awareness, understanding, and compassion, society can greatly reduce the stigma associated with schizoaffective disorder and other mental health conditions, fostering an environment where individuals feel supported in their journey. Also, another topic that really needs to be addressed is the gap in care for individuals with mental health conditions or mental illness. It's a complex issue that requires a multifaceted approach. It involves not only changes at the policy and systemic level, but also shifts in societal attitudes towards mental health. By working together, it's possible to create a more inclusive and supportive environment that allows individuals with mental illness and mental health conditions, including those with schizoaffective disorder, to access the care and support they need to live fulfilling lives.
Yes, in a perfect world, it would be great for everyone to get the mental help that they really need.
Very true, Philip. It would be.
I want to thank everyone for watching today's episode. I want to give you all insight of what it was like to have a normal life and then have it kind of get turned upside down. Things can change quickly. Just remember, normal is subjective. Our differences and quirks make us who we are and make the world a more interesting place.
And please remember, it's okay not to feel or be okay all the time.
You're not alone. Please leave your comments and thoughts below, and thank you so much everyone for watching.
Navigating the Periphery, where we're trying to stop the stigma of mental health, one show at a time. Please, everybody, take care. Have a great day, and we will see you in our next episode, which is going to be coming really soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
Bye.